அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி
Arutperum Jyoti is the mantra revealed by Shiva. Listen to the song, develop compassion and enlightenment.
அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி ஜோதி You are filled with Jyoti, the light of God. And it is a light of compassion and intelligence. You are filled with the light of Arun, the light of grace, the light of God. It is an intelligent light. It's a light filled with compassion. Listen to his chant. You become both compassionate and infinitely intelligent. Arut Perum Jyoti, Arut Perum Jyoti, Tani Perum Karunai, Arut Perum Jyoti, Arut Perum Jyoti, Arut Perum Jyoti, Tani Perum Karunai, Arut Perum Jyoti,
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Pillai Center Practice YouTube here on Thursday, September 10th, 2020. Welcome to everyone who is joining this fabulous workshop that we have been participating in since the start of Mahalaya, the great time of the ancestors. So it's an honor and a pleasure to be of service and support. My name is Sucharita, for those of you who don't know me, and wishing you all a warm welcome. We're halfway through, we're beyond the halfway mark, and it is a power time today, being the 9th waning moon. During Mahalaya, this great time to honor the ancestors with Tarpanam, the offering that will help to relieve their souls of suffering and help them to get unstuck wherever they are in the world. So in the world, in the realm that they are in. So they're no longer here. Our ancestors are dead, they're deceased. So even if we have grandparents or great-grandparents who are alive, they are not considered ancestors until they pass away. So please take note of that. And some people have been sharing that they made a mistake by propitiating the ancestors, offering them Tarpanam to people who are alive. So that's okay. You didn't know, so don't worry about it. Just moving forward, you're going to honor the ancestors, offer them the tarpanam for those people who are, or those souls who have passed away, and they are in realms that maybe they are in exalted realms where they are communing with saints and sages and siddhas that have gone before us, or gods or goddesses, even angels. So this is what we are here to do, is experience what it is to tap into the energy, into the realm of the spirits. And we can tell if they are happy by our happiness and what we're doing in our lives, if we're successful, if we're healthy, if we're enjoying our family relationships, our social relationships, our friendships with our coworkers, our bosses, our colleagues, our clients, our customers. So these aspects of our lives, if we are feeling like there's just something missing, or we haven't experienced deep and meaningful relationships, or we haven't experienced success that is continuing on. Maybe we've had successes and we've had more failures than successes in all aspects of our life. Maybe there is a health issue, whether that's mental illness, physical illness, emotional illness. Maybe we inherited a disease that we didn't sign up for, and we've been living a healthy life, but all of a sudden it manifested, or it has been manifesting and we can't seem to shake it. So that's how the ancestors who are struggling, who are restless, who are living out curses in purgatory states or hellish realms, or they are just stuck and they don't know how to evolve. So we're going to give them the opportunity to take some offering with our heart and soul felt prayers. And you can continue on and do this as a daily practice, not only during this fortnight of the ancestors. And before we start, we are going to listen to a message from Dr. Pillai, as we always do in a video presentation. And then we will come out of it and we will get into practice where you can, if it's daylight hours wherever you are, meaning that it is sunrise and it is before sunset, so daylight hours. If you're experiencing that in your time zone or place, then you can definitely follow along with us and do your own tarpanam. And if not, then you can just follow along, not just follow along, you can participate by contributing your heartfelt prayers to honor your ancestors without actually offering it while we're doing the offering, and you will receive the essence, and your ancestors will receive the essence of the offering that we're going to be doing live. So with that, let's get settled in, and I'll pop up a shared screen so you can see and hear what Dr. Pillai has to say today. We'll see you in a bit.
Life is predestined. The happenings that are going to happen are predestined. Is this philosophy or science? It used to be philosophy, but no longer philosophy. But look at what the scientists are doing now. They are looking for the origin of diseases even before they show up by looking into the genes. So the genes carry the diseases which over a period of time show up. Now the Yogis are scientists of a different kind. They knew even before a person is born, because they are scientists of the soul, they are soul scientists. So when the child will be born and what are the diseases that the child will carry and what happenings are there out for the child. Just because science doesn't have a methodology to study the soul, it doesn't mean the soul doesn't exist. The soul exists. The diseases exist in the soul. Similarly, the events that are going to happen in one's life are also registered in the soul. Years ago, I made a video. I want you to revisit that video called Soul Genetics. Soul genetics is like biogenetics. We have inherited biological genes from our ancestors, from which our diseases, our health, all those have come to us. Along with the biogenetics, we have also the soul genetics. The soul is the ultimate reality, the invisible reality. So the theory is the invisible carries the visible. And I'm very happy to do this video at a very crucial time. Everyone is obsessed about one's future. Everyone. Whether you are a billionaire or whether you have no money or whether a politician or a scientist, they all want to know what's going to happen. They're also worried about problems. So if you want to get rid of your problems and to develop or create a great future, so you have to go into soul genetics and observe what is called the Mahalaya new moon period of 15 days. This period is a very significant time for 14 days, where you have the opportunity to get rid of the diseases, get rid of the bad things in life, like lack of money, lack of relationship, lack of good things in life. These are all due to the soul programmings. There is only one opportunity given to you in 1 year period of time, and that period is this Mahalaya period of 2 weeks. Within the 2 weeks, you have an opportunity to do that. How? Because during these days, the souls of your ancestors come to this earth plane, and they are showing up at your door for food. You may not see them because your human eyes are not capable of seeing them, but then the yogis who have the ability and who also understand that the human beings don't have the ability, they just gave practical guidelines of how you can really interact with your ancestors. By interacting with your ancestors, you can for sure get rid of the problems. That is the firm conviction of the yogis and Siddhas and the rishis. So they don't want to miss this opportunity. Whether you are a king or a saint or a sinner, you are all, for life is predestined. And the predestination comes from the souls of the ancestors, and you have to go and then deal with that. And that opportunity is given to you during this 2-week time of Mahalaya. So I strongly recommend that you do this ritual, if you cannot do anything, you don't have money to sponsor any ritual, or you don't have, the time to do these things, just take some water along with sesame seeds, black sesame seeds, and this special grass, and then offer it the ancestors. Even when you are in the shower, this is for the ancestors on my mother's line, dead ancestors on my mother's line and my father's line. Please take this offering. This simple act will do a lot of good. And the ideal would be to do the Mahatarpanam, which is a detailed Tarpanam during this day. So this is a great investment for everyone to participate in doing the spiritual soul cleaning during this time. God bless.
So there we have it, the message from Dr. Pillai, which is to remember, just because we can't see the ancestors or we don't feel anything, we've been offering the tarpanum and we don't see any changes even in our lives. It's an indicator that there is a lot of karma in the way, or it could be that your ancestors are working behind the scenes. So just like in life, when we're working away at a project and we don't see the results right away, we continue to work away at it. Or whatever it is that we're doing in our lives that we set goals towards, and we don't really see what's happening until we have a breakthrough. So keep going. You've got a few more days of doing this during Mahalaya, and you should have an experience where you may have a cathartic release, where you may be emotional, and you may have a memory of a time that you commune with your ancestors, you communicated with your ancestors who maybe during the lifetime, they were trying to give you a message, but then it was too late and now they're crossed over. And a lot of us who have parents or grandparents or great-grandparents, even aunts and uncles, cousins who have, or brothers or sisters who have passed away, and we didn't get to say that we were sorry. We didn't get to apologize. They didn't get to apologize to us. So there's that negative congested energy, even though we may not be thinking about it, it may come to the surface at this time to be released. And that can be an indicator of the blessings of the ancestors, that you got rid of that stuck energy. And then you can move forward in your life. And you may see after that internal release, because that's what we're doing tarpanum for, is so that we will feel something. They, I don't know, they're doing whatever they're doing. I don't know if they can feel or not. But the pain and the suffering is what we feel, because our DNA is part and parcel of their DNA. So even though they're no more in the physical realm, we still share the qualities, characteristics of our ancestors. So we got our grandmother's nose or grandfather's cheekbones or the color of the skin of some ancestor. So, and so on. And we also have a personality trait, or how we problem solve, or how we interrelate to one another. It can be inherited. It's an inherited behavioral pattern. So maybe you will just start to feel more peaceful, or your relationships, the way you relate to everyone in your life, whether it's your family, your spouse, your significant other, your kids, your parents, your grandparents, if they're still alive, even if they're departed, you may release anything that you have held on to. And you didn't realize you were holding on to those memories of pain or suffering or disappointment or anger or whatever it was that you need to let go of, so that you can live a more prosperous life, a healthy life. And then you interacting with others, you will start to feel, oh my goodness, the ancestors are blessing us, because there's more peace and calm. We're working as a family unit versus conquer and divide, sibling rivalry, family rivalry. So that's what it is. People may think, oh, I'm not receiving the connection, or I'm not able to connect. I'm not receiving the blessings. Please take a look inside first and see how you're feeling about, and see what you're thinking. Observe what you're thinking about yourself or others. Is there some release or relief of old ways of being? And then look in your life with that big happy face and more optimism, and you're looking for the blessings coming through everyone in your life from the ancestors. So with that, let's get into it. Day 9 is the moon, the 9th waning moon is a time period where we can honor the god of death, Lord Yama. So he is the one who will tell the ancestors where they need to go, into which realm it is. So we want to pray to the god of death and connect with that energy and ask for your ancestors to come out of harmful states of consciousness, hellish states, stuck states, lost states of being, so that they can move into higher realms. And then it's also during this Mahalaya Paksha, there's a certain energy or theme or consciousness that we can tap into to get blessings. And so every day prior to this, we've been sharing about what to pray for, especially when we do this offering. So we're going to pray today for 9th waning moon during Mahalaya Paksha, the blessings of getting support from women. So women in your life, mothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, friends who are female friends, or even friends who have feminine qualities. So it's beyond the gender. We want to ask for blessings from the ancestors to clean up any problems associated with creativity. So the energy to create and also to nurture. So nurturing those childhood wounds might be something that we can ask for. Get blessings from women in your life who are maybe you're not related to at all, but in the past you've had some run-ins or misunderstandings or miscommunication, and that is following you like a bad memory, a bad negative congested energy. So ask for forgiveness, forgive them, and then at the soul level, maybe you want to pick up your phone and text them or call them and just say, a long time ago when this happened, I really want to let this go, and I want to ask for your forgiveness. I want to be forgiven, and I want to receive the blessings. And if you can't do that for whatever reason, then at least you could write it and just on a piece of paper, burn it, do whatever you can to release that so that you can get those blessings from those women in your life or feminine like people who have tried to nurture you and them, your relationship, but somehow it fell apart. So you want to clean that up and get those blessings freed up. And again, you don't have to dial them up or text them or write a letter or anything. You can just let it go. However you're going to let it go, it might be through this offering. So with that, let's get into it. I'm going to be changing over the view so that you can see the setup we have here. And this is not something that you necessarily have to do at your home. But we just want to be able to, for you to see that where we're getting this spiritual technology from. You can see in the picture there is the Siddhas, the Tamil Siddhas. They're saints who are enlightened beings, and they had this communion. They were able to commune with, for example, Lord Muruga, who is there, who's the god of the third eye. He's a spiritual warrior like all of us. We're fighting the battle inside to get rid of whatever is no longer serving us, and it's disturbing our body, our mind, our soul, our livelihood, our family. We just want to get to that state of forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, and then feel lighter and enlightened. So we are going to start with a little bit of a meditation process where we'll set ourselves up to receive blessings by closing our eyes and shutting the world out for just this little period of time together. Once we close our eyes, the thoughts start to settle down a little bit. The energy starts to get more focused in the backbone and in the subtle body, the energy body, the chakra system. So we'll call on Ganesha, who is an archetypal energy in the spiritual realm, as an exalted ancestor, to bless us to feel energy moving through our body and moving through the chakras, the energy system in our body, in our subtle body. So imagine a reddish orangish light pouring down from your belly, even into your pelvic region, all the way down into your feet, going out the soles of the feet into the ground, into the core of the earth, where any energy that has been stuck in those lower chakras can be released into the fire of the core of the earth, purified, and then receive energy coming back up in a form of reddish orangish light that is nurturing you like Mother Earth. Is going to help you to feel stable, steady, energy moving through the body in a grounded way. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now imagine a ray of light shooting up your backbone, piercing all the chakras, the psycho-spiritual centers that are stacked up on top of one another as wheels of energy. This beam of light pierces the brain and then through the top of the skull and goes up, 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 like an SOS, sending a signal to the realm of the ancestors, receiving their blessings, their empowerment through this ray of light that you feel inside of you. Imagine two beams of light entering your eyeballs, piercing your eyes, cleansing the eyes, the windows of the soul, of any negative, congested energies, karmas that are no longer serving you. Two beams of light enter your eardrums, piercing them. The light moves into the brain, lights up the brain. The whole inside of the head lights up. Even your face feels the heat of the light. Two beams of light enter either nostrils, shooting up the nostrils. A beam of light enters the mouth, the tongue. The tip of the tongue lights up. The middle of the tongue lights up. The back of the tongue, especially at the back of the throat, is lit up. Feel the throat. That's where the karma comes in. Diffuse it with a light. And then finally, a light enters the top of your skull from the heavens above, activating your brain by piercing the skull, lighting up the brain. The whole body lights up from head to toe. Dr. Pillai appears before you in a form you're familiar with, or a light. Receive the spiritual transmission, the darshan, penetrating the trillions of cells, the pores in your skin, receiving the light, diffusing the negative, congested energies, the bad karmas coming through the pores of your skin. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Ram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now, slowly open your eyes, and you can be looking towards the altar. You can take your right hand, place it in the bowl if you're going to be participating, and just rinse a little bit of water. Now, take some black sesame seeds, pour a small amount on the palm of your hand, like so. If you have white rice grains or even brown rice grains, cooked or uncooked, place it on top. If you have some rice powder, you can put that as well. And then you can take your coin, any denomination, can be gold, can be silver, can be anything, and then just mix it into the tarpanam offering. You can take some darba grass, as Dr. Pillai shared in the video. It's a small piece, if you have it. Take some tulsi leaves. We have some fresh ones here. Place it on top, and then top it all off with some flower petals. So this is what we can offer to 6 generations on the maternal side of the family, the mother's side of the family. Closing your eyes, and put your attention internally. If you haven't already poured some water on a little bit, sprinkle it. You can open your eyes and do that. And now close your eyes and put your attention internally, knowing that your ancestors are coming to take this offering. Tune into the palm of your hand with the offering. Feel the energy. You might even feel the different items of the offering moving around. You might feel energy. You might feel nothing. Just tune into it. Now, with your heart, your soul, your mind, your speech, your whole being, your whole body, pray. Please take this offering. There's 6 generations on the mother's side, the maternal side of the family. I offer this to you humbly. This is all I know to do right now. Please forgive me for not doing this, honoring you beforehand, or up until this point, not honoring you enough. Move into higher realms, commune with the ancestors who have evolved to exalted positions so they can take you along out of your suffering state, out of your pain, out of your desires to come back to the earth plane. Move into higher realms, be at peace. Bless everyone here. Forgive us as we forgive you. Help us to experience peace, prosperity, enlightenment, blessings from women or those who have nurtured us and continue to nurture us, take care of us. And then you can open your eyes, take some water. Imagine as you're washing this substance into the bowl or to the river, ocean, wherever you are doing your offering. Sink. Imagine it all washing away the sins that have been passed down through the 6 generations on your mother's side of the family. You are receiving this blessing. Then you take the coin out of the bowl, place it aside, Now we'll offer 6 generations for the father's side of the family, starting with the black sesame seeds, or if you have white or beige, you can do that as well, offer it as well. Rice grains, cooked or raw, uncooked. And then if you do have it, a little bit of white rice powder, take your coin, put it in the mix like so. Add a piece of darba grass if you have it. You have some tulsi leaves, you can add those as well. And some flower petals. This is your mixture of the tarpanam that you're going to offer to 6 generations on the father side or paternal side of the family. Hold it over the bowl, pour a little bit of water. Close your eyes, connect internally with your heart, your mind, your brain, your third eye, your whole body, your whole energy body. We offer this tarpanam to 6 generations on the father's side of the family, paternal side of the family. Please come and take this offering. We ask you humbly. This is our heartfelt attempt, our soul-felt attempt to connect with you, to ask for forgiveness, and please forgive us for not honoring you, whether it was in the lifetime that you served here or after your passing. We didn't even know you. We didn't understand how important it is to do this offering so that you can move into higher realms, be with exalted ancestors, evolve to high states of consciousness, of light and love and super consciousness, happiness, miracle consciousness, getting blessings from the women in the realms there to nurture and help us to create a better reality here. Please bless all the descendants with peace, prosperity, and alignment. Blessings from women. Today, open your eyes and pour the water as you're pouring it onto the tarpanam mixture and into the bowl or wherever it is you're releasing. Imagine you being cleansed. Your DNA, your genes are being cleansed from the sins of the forefathers. And just feel what you feel. Maybe you receive a message. And we'll do a final offering because we're here as a global community. We can pray to the ancestors of the world, of all time. So once again, we'll take some black sesame seeds, the grains of rice, white rice powder. We'll take the coin out of the dish, place it in the mix. Take some darba grass, some tulsi leaves, if you have, or seeds even you can use. Some flower petals. This is the offering that we are going to give to the ancestors, especially those who are exalted, to come in, ask them to come into the earth plane. So we can take a little bit of water, holding in the hand over the bowl. And the prayer. Please, exalted ancestors, please come into the earth plane and bless everyone here with peace, prosperity, enlightenment, God consciousness, miracle consciousness, harmony, everything that we need to evolve. Everyone, every human being must have food, clothing, shelter, medicine, clean water to drink, to bathe in, people to love unconditionally, forgive one another as you have all been able to do that. Please give us that consciousness so we can live in peace, peace, peace. And that was the response from the ancestors. So open your eyes and then you can wash the way into the bowl. Imagine the sins of the whole world being washed away. Even if you say, wow, how does that happen? Well, collectively, it doesn't take too many of us to be able to do something spiritually that will help to relieve the suffering of the whole world. Just opening another bottle of water here. Water cleanses. Water is what makes us up. So perhaps we needed to put more water here to put out the fires, the wars, all the hatred, cool it off, cleanse it. So that's how we know the ancestors are trying to communicate with us, by noises that come out of nowhere, or by whatever we're doing. There's some hidden energy that is guiding our hand, that's guiding our mind, guiding our words, our thoughts. So at this point, we can close our eyes and we'll get into a meditative state to commune with the ancestors after giving this offering, and feel deep, deep within you that something has been diffused away, some congested energy, stuck energy. And focus on your throat today. Imagine a light entering the throat. And as that light is diffusing the energy, that stuck energy in your throat, you're going to move your attention up into the third eye, the middle of your brain. So pull your energy, your awareness, your attention up into the middle of your brain. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Keep your attention in the middle of your brain. You can chant out loud or internally, silently. Keep your attention up, up, up in the third eye, in the middle of your brain. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Now bring your attention into your heart center. Float from your head into your heart. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul. Peace to all souls. Peace to the souls of the ancestors. Peace, peace, peace. And just let go. You can keep your eyes closed and make a prayer of gratitude to Dr. Pillai, to all the divine beings who supported your process, keeping your attention focused so you can connect or commune with your ancestors and receive their blessings. And slowly, slowly come back to yourselves. And this is part of the call where we will say thank you so much for joining those of you who need to go. You can definitely join us again tomorrow. And if you missed any of the Tarpanam offerings of the days preceding today, you can watch those recordings and then participate along during daylight hours wherever you are in the world. So we'll see you tomorrow. And then those people who are going to stay, well, this is part of the call where we will share some experiences either on the chat. You can do that on the chat. And I'm going to just share a little bit about what the Shraddha or Tarpanam is all about. So Shraddha literally means, it's a Sanskrit word that means anything or any act that is performed with all sincerity and faith. So what is faith? As Dr. Pillai says, what is faith? Faith is utter positivity. Even if we are looking at the world as it is right now, especially during lockdown, COVID, and now things are opening up, kids are going back to school, but we have utter faith, we have utter positivity that everything is going to be okay. We're going to go back into our lives in a new normal. We're going to experience a new normal. So faith is really being optimistic, being positive, and going into life, even if it is a bit scary. So Shraddha or Tarpan is the Sanskrit word that literally means anything or any act that is performed with all sincerity and faith. According to Hinduism, the souls of the ancestors that have gone into Pitru Loka, which Pitrus are the ancestors, the realm of the ancestors. So it's a realm between heaven and earth. And it's across the cultures, across the traditions, not just in Hinduism. It's in all religious practices where we're honoring the ancestors, and during funeral rites, and also at different times of the year, we honor their souls, the dearly departed souls, on all Old Souls Days. So it's said that when we honor and remember our ancestors during Mahalaya, this time of the great time of the ancestors, they bestow health, wealth, knowledge, and longevity. So we'll have a longer life to live a prosperous life if we haven't been able to do that already. So that's what we wanted to share, that this is a time for us to repay our debts to our ancestors. And one of the most important debts we have to repay in this lifetime is to help our ancestors to evolve, because we share their genes. So helping them is really helping us. And then during this time period, again, as we've been reiterating, saying over and over again, this is the time. Even if you feel like nothing's happening, this is the fortnight, the 15 or 16 days, depending on where you are in the world during this year. Mahalaya, the gates of heaven have opened up. The ancestors are flooding into the earth plane energetically, spiritually, restless spirits, exalted spirits. We're all experiencing them. So even if you think, well, nothing is happening, it could be because you're surrounded by a lot of cleaning up. So as we go through anything that we're doing, it seems that nothing is happening until we have that breakthrough. So keep going, and hopefully you will experience that at some point. And please remember, take a look inside first. So what are your thoughts? What are your memories? What are your emotions that you're feeling, experiencing, remembering? So all this stuff it's an energy. It's been stored in the cells of our body, and the DNA is what gets expressed, whether we open our mouth or don't. It is an energy that is trying to be released if it's no longer serving you. And then we need to fill that void of that being released. We want to fill that void with blessings. So once again, I'm just going to pop up this shared screen. So that you know what to look for when you go on to Apply Center, because that's what we want to talk about right now for those people who want to just jump on, stay on for a bit. So this is the receive a lifetime of blessings for your exalted ancestors in 15 days, participate in power spot ceremonies. So these are the offerings that are done by the Vedic specialists in India on our behalf if you go ahead and want to sponsor those services. And the new moon is coming up in a few days. So we're on the 9th moon. So we have about 6 days until the 15th moon, the new moon. And we want to make sure that we have a heads up that this is if you've missed out on all the other opportunities, or you thought, you know what, now I'm ready, because I know that the blessings of the ancestors are coming through, and I'm getting the ping at the level of the DNA that those thoughts are coming to me. You must do something for us. So if you missed every other day participating, or you didn't have the means to do that in your budget, and you can do it on the new moon, check out these services for that new moon. Or again, many people have missed out on the first few days of Mahalaya, and then they decided to enroll in the year-long program, the year-long Tarpanam program, where Mahalaya offerings are included. So it's a good value for your investment, a good return on your investment, of good value for the money that you put towards that. So and the ancestors are going to be appeased every day for this whole year, and during the Mahalaya, whenever you sign up for that. So some people already have been have decided, okay, this is so important, I want to do this. And so they will have those days of Mahalaya next year that they missed out on this year that will be covered as well. So that's what I wanted to share. Checking here. Do we have all exalted ancestors? People are saying on the chat. Yes, you do. So exalted ancestors, well, just imagine yourself. When you're in a state of exaltation, how do you feel? You feel so joyous and happy and healthy and well, and you have money in the bank, and you have great relationships. Many of us have struggled keeping or sustaining that state of being because, as we know, this earth plane is all about pain and suffering. And it's not that we have to go along with it. So as Dr. Pillai shares, and all the masters do, it's optional. So even if you look at the world and say, oh my God, there's so much pain and suffering, COVID is locking everyone down, you don't have to participate in that. You can ask for the divine to intervene and pray for everyone, but you don't have to comment on it. You don't have to get into conversations about it. You don't have to keep stirring it up by watching the media. We don't even know what's true or not true. So just like that, in the global scheme of things in your life, you don't have to go and gossip. You don't have to participate in those kinds of conversations that are keeping bickering and fighting going. Instead, you can be participating with the exalted ancestors. So that can be saints, could be people in your lineage who were priests or nuns and they prayed, or they're spiritual masters, or they're saints, or they're sages, very wise people. They didn't necessarily go into monasteries or churches or temples or wherever. They may have been quiet individuals who lived an exalted life, communed with God and prayed for everyone. So those are the exalted ancestors. They even got to the level of godlike or goddess-like. And what does that look like? It's miracle consciousness. So it has the ability to, you have the ability to tune in to those ancestors who are at that level. Because it's not only 6 generations. We're just starting with that. But you can go into endless generations, and then what you'll realize is you're just praying for all ancestors to be at peace and bless the whole world, because ultimately we're all connected as human beings evolving, and this DNA is unfolding, and it's a never-ending story. So it's a great opportunity for all of us to do something that we have not understood how important it is. It's a spiritual science. It's a technology that maybe we knew a little bit about it, but we were never guided with a Satguru, a spiritual master, such as Dr. Pillai, who's saying, hey, this is the 21st century. We don't have time to go to church or the temple or mosque. And besides, we can't even go there right during COVID. So we don't even have time to explore or dive deep into those teachings or listen to the teachings. We just need to do something really quick, or have someone, a Vedic specialist, to do it for us. And so I've talked about that. We've shared about that in previous calls. So please do catch up, and all your questions will be answered. We've covered all of them in those previously recorded YouTubes. So go ahead, and then you can even stop it and rewind it if you like, whoa, that was something that pertains to me. And you can listen to it again, thanks to technology. So I'm just going to pop up on the screen again and see what our friends have to say. Can I start doing from tomorrow? Yes, you can. You can do, you can go and watch the recordings. And during that time period, that energy of the day was there. So you can go and catch up from day one. You can do it in the same day. You can just do the offering part of it. But there's a lot of good information that we've already shared. Judy's saying, is it okay to do Tarpanam for a person not related to me who committed suicide? That's a tough one, Judy. what I would do is I would check with the family members, and I shared about that yesterday. So please go ahead and listen to that recording during the discussion of yesterday's call. So it would have been September 9th, Wednesday, September 9th call. And what we can say about anyone who is not related to us who did take their life, they're struggling a lot. And maybe you are the one who's evolved spiritually, so you can reach out to the family members and say, hey, there's this service that can be done to help your son or daughter to evolve spiritually. Would you want to participate in that? And then you can send them over. But if you participated on their behalf, you may be taking in that karma into your life. So better for you to pray for them and then pray for the right moment to ask the family if they want to participate in some spiritual prayers for the soul of the departed person. It's tricky with suicides because they're trapped. Yes, you can do tarpanam for your husband's ancestors, and it will help your son and your family members. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. I did tarpanam today, saw a black and white cat immediately after. Does that have a meaning? I heard they represent the planet Rahu. Yeah, you can go and Google it. You can Google appearance of black cat, white cat, animal symbolism. And then they will say, you know, they will give you insights. Adrian is saying, my body voluntarily jerked. My face feels hot and heavy, and so do my hands. A lot of energy. So that's how you know. So when you do feel a little bit out of sorts and you are at home and you want to, after your tarpanam, just you can go rinse off again, take a shower. Or you can continue to do the offering. If you wanted to do it again and again until you felt relief of this energy, you can do it again and again. Some people are actually doing it 108 offerings in one session. So they've got all the materials and they're gone to the riverside or ocean side or the creek, or they're doing it at home. And then they're just doing it one after the other after the other. So Shreem is saying, thanks for these tarpanam sessions. Every day I feel lighter and joyful, especially during this Mahalaya time. Well, that's the sign that the ancestors are experiencing a release from you, and they are in exalted states of consciousness, just like we are in joyous states when that is something, when we experience something that's wonderful. We're so full of joy. So we feel lighter. So we're feeling the ancestors, that lightness of being. What do you do with the water and all the offering? You can just, if you've done it in your shower, as Dr. Pillai said, you make sure you have a drain catcher so it catches all the ingredients, and then you can just put it into the recycling or put it into your garden. You can put it into a river or into nature where people aren't going to walk and see it. I just put it into my outdoor garden. Okay. So it looks like I've gone through the questions. If I didn't, I can't keep scrolling up because it's lots going on. So you can repost it if I didn't respond. Deepa's saying, what is the good time to do this tarpanam and where to offer after tarpanam? Yeah, so the good time is between daylight hours. So after sunrise and before sunset. So whatever that timing is for you, those daylight hours, you can do it. If it's done first thing in the morning, then you're done. Keisha is saying, my question is, why do I feel so conflicted even after doing tarpanam? I felt anxiety for the past 2 days right after the tarpanam. Yeah, well, that's what's coming up. It's been stored inside of you. So a lot of us don't know, as Dr. Pillai said, we don't see it. We don't feel it. We don't even know it's there. So whatever has been stored, maybe fear, anxiety, frustration, anger, just look at your ancestors and see what kind of lives they lived, or what their personality was like, or if you knew them, or even if you don't know them, just what you have been experiencing your whole lifetime. I just found out one of my sisters said she's had anxiety from day one, and she's in her late 50s. I just found out she would experience anxiety every day of her life. So with my Tarpanam offering and participating in the year-long programs, it's helped her. She doesn't know, but she just said it's only recently that she started to really feel like as if the anxiety is gone, the hatred, the anger, the frustration of the life that we were raised in. It wasn't pleasant by no means. So the ancestors were really struggling in those lifetimes. They all experienced it, you know. And what ancestors in 6 generations for all of us, which ancestors did not go through a world war? All of them did, or 2, or 3, or wars have been going on all the time. So there's been times of famine, times of scarcity consciousness, poverty consciousness. We're inheriting it. It's an anxiety that we inherit. It gets expressed through the genes, so you will feel it coming to the surface. So keep doing the Tarpanam. Or explore. Maybe you want to try it out for a year long and see what happens, especially if you have experienced that kind of fear, or it's lingering, and then you're not getting the recognition in life, or you go for a job and you don't get it, or you get a job and you're never getting promoted, or you don't get acknowledged by anyone in your family or your friend circle, or if you do, you're misunderstood. People don't really they're not feeling the love. And even though you're trying to be a loving person, that energy is what's in the way. It's an anxiety. It's an anxious energy. So if that's coming up, keep doing the Tarpanam. Felix is saying, why can't we do the offering 4 times in addition, add the global offering? That means there will be 5 offerings in all. Why can't we do these 5 Tarpanams during a session? We could. We're just going to do 3 though. You can do as many as you want. You could do 108. So you're very welcome to do that. You can continue it on. Even if I stop, you can continue on and just put me on mute. So Felix is saying the maternal part of our family has father, mother sides of ancestors. Oh yeah, so yeah, exactly. So are there any other, people are saying, can I do ancestors? Can I do Tarpanam for a dead guru? Pedro, yes, absolutely. You're any ancestor. And it's great that you're asking that question, because at the end of the meditation, you may have heard the Guru Gita, the song to the Guru. Today is Thursday here in Toronto, Canada. And Thursday is the day that's ruled by the planet Jupiter. So that energy, it's not just a ball in the sky, it's a consciousness. And Jupiter is about wisdom, fortune, luck, and grace, and also spiritual teachers, spiritual masters. So that's where we're getting the spiritual teachings from. So definitely you will get benefits, because those are exalted beings. They were exalted here on the earth plane in this lifetime, and they continue to be that, evolving beyond that state of exaltation, beyond the earth plane, and they continue to evolve. So we want them to. We want them to keep going and keep evolving, get to the level of gods or goddesses, if that's what an exalted state is for that person's soul. So yes, keep blessing the ancestors, including gurus. And Melba is saying, thank you, Dr. Pillai. I signed up for the new moon at Kerala because I missed the first week, and then I signed up for the monthly. So should I continue the daily? You can continue the daily practice. Yeah, what we're doing here, is that what you're asking, Melba? The daily offering that you're doing at home? If it is that, if that's your question, to continue to do it, even though we may be enrolled in the year-long program, we may be participating during Mahalaya, getting extra fire labs done, depending on what you're facing in your life or what your family is facing in the life right now. We want to get all the blessings from the ancestors. They're here. So you continue to do your daily part so you feel it. Then this is what having a spiritual tool or technology is all about. Is not just doing it because we're saying do it. You want to feel it. You want to feel the relief every day. So that's why Dr. Pillai says, do it while you're in the shower, because then it's over with, it's done with. And sometimes in the shower, what happens is we feel an emotional release. So it's kind of nice to have that shower, be beating down on us and cleansing us, feeling that cleanse as stuff is coming up. And so many of us, including myself, I've gotten down on my knees and said, God, please, please, please help us. Help me to overcome this challenge, or help my family. I don't know what to do. So the Tarpanam, doing it either in the shower after you've had your shower, and then you have your little Tarpanam mixture in a waterproof container. So you can have it there, and the coin is in there and all the ingredients are there. So it's handy. And then you just do the Tarpanam. Or you can wait till you get out of the shower and do it in the sink, or whenever you're going to do it right away. And that can help you to feel what has been released. Then you can do it again and say, okay, how do I feel now? So we use our own selves, our body, our mind, our speech, our soul, our being, our memories. We see, when we're thinking about a memory that was terrible in the past, but when we're doing the Tarpanam, is the energy, is that negativity, is it gone? And you will feel, oh my God, doing this Tarpanam is working. So it's more for us to do it, and for ourselves, our own knowledge about our own evolution and what we're holding on to, and what we have received the blessings from the ancestors to remove. And all the Tarpanam that's being done on our behalf is being done for not only us, it's being done for all those ancestors, all our family members, the descendants here who may not understand our spiritual path and why we are drawn to this technology. So we don't have to explain it. It just gets done, and then that gets cleaned up. So as I've shared, and many people have, the negative congested energies that are following my siblings, families, and the generations that are coming up, it's being diffused away. We may have inherited it, but can't take action. It can't take hold and manifest challenging situations for the descendants here. You're very welcome. I had a dream with my ancestors and Dr. Pillai. Fabulous. That's fabulous. Great. So we are coming to the close of the session. Is there anything that is pending that is a burning question? Please go ahead and repost it if I didn't see it, or comment on it. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up. So please, please, please consider checking out the previously recorded YouTubes. This program here, I think it's called Mahalaya Ancestor Blessings. So if we started on September 2nd, that was day 1, and now we're here in day 9, or the 9th moon of the great time for the ancestors. Thanks everyone for jumping in and exploring your own communion with your ancestors, or your blockages. If nothing is happening, keep doing it, and do it again and again to feel a breakthrough. And what I mean by that is you'll feel an energy, you'll just know intuitively, oh, that's what it is. So being on the spiritual path, we want to be able to Go deeper than what is of the mind, the thinking. Am I feeling something? Am I not feeling something? Because if you're feeling something, you're not really thinking it. You're actually paying attention to your body. So pay attention to your bodily feeling. You might feel tingling or like goosebumps. You might feel clarity, like, wow, I'm not thinking a thing. And before I was so anxious, or I was upset, or I was angry. I'm not having that in this moment. So there will be this clarity that comes, and peace, and that you haven't been able to put your thumb on it. So yeah, you can ask for learning. Definitely. Blessings are learning because when you receive blessings, you've asked for forgiveness for the mistakes that you've made, the ancestors made. Then you learn from those mistakes. So you can ask for that. Lord Yama is the god of death. I might also be wise to pray for our own death, which will happen sooner or later. It can. Yeah, definitely. This is, see, the god of death, we die off every day. A little of us dies every day. We die off of our old ways of being. So the god of death is not just a dude that has a specific archetypal image. It's a consciousness. So we can cut off our energy towards negative thinking. That's using the god of death. We're killing it. We don't want to have any more negative thinking. So we are just cutting ourselves off from that. We're dying off to that old way of being. So bringing the consciousness of the god of death is actually helping us to dissolve away that which is no longer serving us, so we can be the best versions of ourselves. And positivity, optimism, joy, happiness is not just for saved up for when you go to heaven. My mother used to say, you'll be rewarded in heaven. There's a spot for you in heaven. I go, I'm bringing heaven to the earth plane. Jesus said, bring heaven to the earth plane. And she just used to laugh. So someone is saying here, Thea is saying, you don't answer my question. Please post it again, Thea, and I'll answer it. It's just that it's difficult for me to keep scrolling up. So post it again and we'll respond. Gabby is saying here, this is my second year of doing Mahalaya Tarpanam, even on a new moon days. The only mistake I have been doing was that I did not split the hand offering to both maternal and paternal side of the family. There's no mistake there. You can do it all at once. So you can say, this is for all ancestors in general who have messed up, and you just come and take this offering. So you can just do one. If Thea, if you can't copy and paste your question to the chat here, you can send me an email to sucharita@pillai-center.com. And I will respond to you. Alona is saying here, I was inspired to add turmeric powder to the offering. I did so, and the offerings in my joints stopped aching. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe that's the ping, the intuitive insight that you're getting. Hey, the ancestors want this, because turmeric has a tremendous amount of healing energy. In fact, if you ingest turmeric capsules that are in the form of this is energized turmeric. It helps with your navel chakra, and also it's a detoxifier, and it gives you prosperity, creativity. So you can check that out, namuherbs.com. So once again, if I didn't respond to you, I apologize. I can only see this much at a time. So please send me an email to sucharita@pillai-center.com, and then I'll respond to you. Or you can come tomorrow and keep posting, copying and pasting the messages until I do. All right. So God bless you all. We will see you tomorrow, and have an amazing rest of your day or evening, wherever you are, and keep praying for your ancestors. Keep doing your own tarpanam and feel it for your own self. It's not just something that you do and hope it all works out. You want to feel it, and you want to know that you've done enough to connect with the ancestors, commune with the ancestors, communicate with the ancestors, and then receive their blessings. God bless you all. Namaste.